The Morgan Report with David Morgan.
David Morgan from themorganreport.com with this week's weekly perspective for the week ending 30 October 2020. Well, first up, it's going to be a little bit different. I will comment the stock market's been selling off of late. The gold stocks, actually, the miners have held up fairly well. Gold and silver have been trailing low, but they are catching a bid on Friday on the 30th as I do this video update. First up, I am on my YouTube channel. This is one of the most popular videos I've ever produced. And the title of this video is Silver is the Achilles heel to the entire economic system. You may or may not agree with that title. I'm just bringing it to your attention so that you can Google that or go to our YouTube channel or just search and you should be able to find the video. The video looks like this on the left side. On the right side, I've stopped it because I think the video is still worth watching. It's a bit dated until you get to about 6 minutes and 48 seconds. So if you wanted to just scroll to 6 minutes and 48 seconds, I'm showing 7 minutes here, but I wanted to get an exact spot. And I talk about what is above and beyond money. And I say freedom. Freedom is much more important than money in my view. Certainly money is important. I've made my whole life studying it, talking about it, building a business around honest money and an honest financial system. But without the freedom to spend it, as I said in this video, what is it really worth to you? So that brought me to this week's weekly update or weekly perspective. And I got a text message from someone that most of you will be familiar with. And this is Sean Turnbull from SGT Report, who among many others have been taken down, you know, Richie from Boston and Praying Medic and Something Polly and Max Egan and Press for Truth, and I mean, on and on and on it goes. So Sean reached out and said, we filed an emergency injunction lawsuit against Google. The judge set the hearing for Monday, November 2nd at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is, of course, 11 Central Daylight Time. We have raised $130,000 so far to fight them. This has the potential to be a landmark case that could, perhaps, go all the way to the Supreme Court of the United States, which has openly stated they want a Section 230 case. The hearing on Monday will be open to the public, if you'd like a link. So I told Sean I would make my whole weekly perspective around this topic. So looking at my computer screen here, this is just a few of the top notes. And of course, the case, We the People versus Google, November 2nd, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Now, if you come down here and you click this link for the webinar access, this is what you will find. It will take you to this page, the United States District Court, Northern District of California, District Judge Beth Lamson Freeman. Nice name, Freeman. Yeah, we'd like to be free men and free women, wouldn't we? Sorry, I digress. So here it is. This is where you will land. This is where you will be able to get more information about this, I would call it, potentially anyhow, a landmark case. So you see right here, it just tells you, please click the link below to join the webinars for a public hearing, okay? Which is that link right there. And you don't need to memorize this URL. You can just watch this video again and copy it down. But that's it. If you wanted to type it in and get here, you can also get there by the link I showed you. That's a little shorter. And here is the webinar ID and the password. You can join by phone or other connections. So I'd like to just make certain that anybody that follows my work, freedom is more important to me, at least, and I think to many of you. And this whole situation with the powers that be and the slanted viewpoint that only one side gets to be heard is now going to be taken to the court, and it's pronto. It's the 2nd of November. So, Sean, thank you for letting me know that, and I have a few more things to talk about before I conclude. So, going a bit further, this is about the filing, and this is notice to public access users. Judicial Conference of the United States policy permits attorneys of record and parties in the case, including pro se litigants, to receive one free electronic copy of all documents filed electronically if receipt is required by law or directed by the filer. PACER access fees apply to all other users. To avoid ladder charges, download a copy of each document for this first viewing. U.S. District Court, California Northern District. As we said before, here's the case number. Document number 17, no document attached. Docket text, clerk's notice, set Zoom hearing as of ex parte application for temporary restraining order. Goes through that. Webinar access, again, HTTPS, www.cand.uscourts.gov/BLF. Court appearances, advance notice is required of counsel or parties who wish to be identified. Of course, you can watch this from your computer or your phone, as I just showed you. Coming back, advance notice is required of counsel or parties who wish to be identified by the court as making an appearance or will be participating in the argument at the hearing. The list of names must be sent to CRD. It gives you the address there, the email. General Order 58, persons granted access to court proceedings held by telephone or video camera are reminded that photographing, recording, and rebroadcasting of court proceedings, including screenshots or other visual copying of a hearing, is absolutely prohibited. We go through that again. I want to protect myself as well as you. You can watch it, but you can't record it. I don't really have much more to say. I'll comment a little bit on the precious metals. I'm still quite bullish longer term. People have asked, well, what's going to happen if, this candidate becomes president or that candidate becomes president? And there could be, first of all, the metals are going high regardless of who becomes president. The metals are going higher regardless of how much turmoil there's around the election. There's a great deal of turmoil, it's most likely the metals will go much higher from where they are right now, much higher meaning percentage terms, 10%, 20%, because the metals are an indicator of uncertainty. So if there's uncertainty about the election after it takes place, that will usually feed into the price structure of the precious metals. So there's that. But I'll give you a longer answer. I was asked a little more than 4 years ago by at an interview in Canada, and Tracy asked me, what do you think about Trump? Think Trump will get in? And I said, well, I don't know. In fact, really, I didn't think he would, so I'll just be honest about that. But I didn't know. I said, but if he did get in, he would take over at the helm of the Titanic. It might be better, livelier songs, bring steerage up to first class, everybody's on the main deck, free champagne, better hors d'oeuvres, livelier music, more happiness, purported happiness, or more joy, purportedly, but the ship's still going down. And I'm pretty strong on that view because there's things beyond the political class. It's the economy. Do I say stupid like Clinton used to? So anyway, much to be concerned about, but again, coming back full circle, doing a little bit of a different take on my weekly perspective. Freedom. You might look at that video I pointed out to get my take on it, and you might take this to heart. And I just want to do my best. I plan on giving more information on all these sites that have been closed down, but I really couldn't find them that easily. I know there's so many that have worked so hard for so long to put the truth out. And yeah, I don't think there's anyone that's got a monopoly on the truth. I mean, I talk about the truth often, and I've often closed out these weekly perspectives as there's nothing more important than the truth. And I believe that. There's a lot of grays in the human experience. So there are some absolute truths, there's no doubt, but there are a lot of also gray areas. Basically, the whole legal structure is based on man's interpretation of natural law, and it's gotten degraded more and more and more over time, to where if you look at the book The Law, which I have read from here in recent times, the law gets so convoluted and contorted and twisted and everything else under man's influence. Natural law, those are absolutes. Gravity, whatever you want to call it, is an absolute. Doesn't matter how rich or poor you are, you jump off a 10-story building, you're going down. So I won't belabor it any further. I just wanted to, in a general way, shout out to all of those, again, I'm just repeating myself, that have worked so long, so hard, and spent so much time and effort to bring awareness to the best of their ability in almost all cases, at least from my opinion, to bring forth ideas and content that people should really contemplate. To get the other side of the story, again, I don't think I agree with everyone on everything, but so many of these truth channels put out so much good information. And even in the times that perhaps I disagreed, at least it was worth thinking about or researching further, or saying, I choose to disagree, but as an adult, just moving on and not stop going to their channel because, oh, they're wrong about that. I mean, we all make mistakes. We're all human. So with some humanity here, I hope you enjoyed this. Sean, thank you. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for including me. And for all those that do watch this small channel, I've only got 32,000 subscribers. I'm no SGT Report or Richie from Boston or Max Egan or many of these other channels that have, hundreds of thousands, 200,000, 500,000. But regardless, I've done my best to bring forth the truth from a economic and sound money perspective. So I wish you all the best as we go in through these very trying times, doing this right before the U.S. presidential election that takes place November 3rd. Remember, there's nothing more powerful than the truth.